Swipe Up, episode 236, the podcast where I share my unfiltered thoughts on the latest news and entertainment updates. I am your host, Ray Taylor. Missouri House votes against limits on kids carrying guns, because how else can gun manufacturers profit if everybody can't carry guns? The Missouri House, led by Republicans, voted against banning minors from openly carrying guns in public land without adult supervision. The proposal failed by a 104 to 39 vote. Only one Republican was in support of any kind of minor adjustment to making things safer. The Democratic representative Donna Baringer argued that the change was necessary to stop minors from carrying AR-15s in public, which is a common sight in their district. Like, imagine we have a situation in this country where kids are being slaughtered almost daily, multiple times a day. There's mass shootings. One of the most popular tools used to commit these tragedies is the thing you see kids walking around with commonly with no problem. No restrictions whatsoever. It's like you're living in Battle Royale and you're seeing all these kids with weapons used to kill massive amounts of kids. And Republicans don't have a single problem with it. This measure was part of a broader debate on how to fight crime in St. Louis area. Republican Representative Lane Roberts initially included the restriction on children possessing guns in a crime bill, but lawmakers on a House committee stripped the provision last week. Roberts said the provision related to guns was always going to be a difficult one for Republicans to support because they only want to maximize profits for gun manufacturers, because gun manufacturers and the NRA are the ones who contribute to their funding. They care more about their bank account balance than how high the stacks of children slaughtered in schools gets. They don't care. It could be Mount Everest stack of dead bodies. As long as the check clears, let's keep the guns flooded in the streets. Let's make it so they have to have guns, right? Let's pass legislation that requires people to own guns. Like, what a better way to increase profits in a industry than to force everybody to purchase that product? It is insane. It's insane. Republicans argue that the effort was an unnecessary infringement. Oh, don't infringe on our definition of the Second Amendment, our gun rights. We're going to overthrow the government if it's a tyrannical one. We're going to do it. We're going to take on tanks and jets and bombs and all of that stuff. Oh, and Trump tried to overthrow it. That's okay. That's the tyrannical government we want. We actually like that tyrannical government. We're not going to do anything to stop Trump. Meanwhile, we're going to use these things to kill kids all the time. We're going to make sure kids, the number one reason kids die in America is because of these things that we love more than kids. The infringement, this worship of the Second Amendment. Well, if we get rid of the Second Amendment, we're going to be like, then they can just do whatever they want. Right. Like all the other countries that have gun laws that are perfectly fine. They're actually happier and safer and healthier and have all these kind of like things to help the people that actually do the work to keep them alive and healthy. And you don't have to have like guns. Guns don't stop anything. They don't stop. They're not a defensive tool. They're an offensive tool. Owning a gun doesn't stop you from being shot. Owning a gun, just for a delusional person, gives them the assumption that maybe they can shoot the other guy before they get shot, as if they're given a heads up, as if they're just ready for a duel any time of the day, as if they're trained like John Wick. I mean, it's simple. They care about profit. They don't care about people, right? gun manufacturer profit far more valuable to Republicans than the lives of children that are being eliminated because of this profit-making tool. As if, like, just imagine if we cared about the government infringing on our right to live. No, that's on you, right? It's up to you to figure out how to stay alive. We need to make sure we protect the guns. It's the only thing they care about. And it's just such a narrow-minded definition of what the Second Amendment is, right? It's just they define it in a way. It's just the same thing how Christians define things in the Bible in a way to justify whatever they want to justify. Because there's enough contradictions in the Bible to where you can just justify whatever you want to do. And it's the same thing with this Second Amendment. They're all like somehow constitutional scholars. They somehow attribute the things written by the founding fathers as if they're some like deities anointed by God. As if the document wasn't specifically designed to be changed and altered to fit with society as it grew. It's a very convenient way to make sure the profits to gun manufacturers don't stop. And they're really doing as much as they can to increase those profits by saying they want to arm teachers. The only reason they want to arm teachers is because it forces teachers to then buy guns, right? The government to buy guns for teachers. They don't want to buy teachers books. They don't want to pay teachers more. They don't want to give teachers actual resources to help teach children. But they would love to see a spike in gun manufacturer profits by forcing teachers to get guns. Because that's what they're doing. That's all they do. They don't think arming teachers is going to stop anything. But they know that they're going to, if there's 100 teachers at a school, that's 100 more guns sold. And then when it doesn't work, and then when we see the teacher's gun being stolen and used, then you could blame the teachers. If the teachers are maybe having a mental break and they go off on the kids, oh, it must be this mental health. But we don't want to do anything about mental health. We don't want to have universal health care. We don't want to have mental health care in this country. It's just, it's so and if you don't like my opinions, grow up and move on. This isn't for you. Right? Their ability to end a life effortlessly is the only thing they care about, right? Your ability to curl a finger is like, that's what a life is worth. Other provisions in the measure include allowing the governor to appoint a special prosecutor in counties with high crime rates, which is targeted at St. Louis Circuit Attorney Kim Gardner. Republican lawmakers have criticized Gardner, a Democrat who, for not doing enough to fight crime. They just want more black people arrested, right? And they get angry when there isn't a disproportionate amount of punishment to non-white people, right? And then when people are treated more equally, they say, oh, they're soft on crime. As opposed to trying to prevent crime in any meaningful way. Locking people in cages does not prevent crime. Making sure people have money, are healthy, are happy, maybe not surrounded by children with AR-15s. There's a lot of things to make crime less, to make life better, thus eliminating any need for crime. And there's plenty of studies and examples of that happening. But they don't let it's like it's science. Science doesn't mean anything unless it's a specific study funded by the NRA that would somehow justify whatever they need to justify. Right? They throw water on you and then blame you for being wet. Flooding streets with tools designed to end life, right? Offering zero regulations or restrictions and pretending that that's not the problem having access to the tools is never the issue in their minds. Gardner is one of several progressive prosecutors elected in recent years with a focus on creating more fairness in the criminal justice system. In 2017, Missouri lawmakers repealed concealed carry requirements in most situations. And it's just, you know, it's amazing how you see restrictions cut, right? Less restrictions, less regulation, rise in gun violence. Right? You see the same thing when they cut regulations for corporations. Cut regulations, rise in corporations destroying the environment and abusing people. Right? It's not complex math. It's not brain surgery. Just protecting gun profits. More important than protecting human life. Like children, even children dying isn't enough for them to care. Right? Me, when I was in school, this wasn't a reality for me. Columbine happened when I was a senior. They didn't start doing these school shooting drill stuff till like a decade later. Like, that is a reality that these Republicans and these people that worship guns have created for children. They create a situation where all the children in these generations are being raised in a place, going to a school where their life can be eliminated. And it's something that my generation never had to deal with. And the people in my generation who are for some reason pro-gun, pro-Second Amendment, causing this, never had to experience it. Profit over people, always. That's it. That's all they care about. Protect the business, protect the profit. Human beings, children, expendable. That's why we're going to force them to procreate. So we have more people to make up for the dead bodies. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Swipe Up. I hope you enjoyed my thoughts and insights on the latest news and entertainment updates. Please join the conversation by leaving a comment or rating on your favorite podcast platform or over on YouTube. I'll see you next Thursday for more unfiltered opinions and fresh perspectives.
New episodes of The Ray Taylor Show come out every single day. Subscribe on YouTube and everywhere our podcasts are found. Binge the full week over at inspireddisorder.com/plus. Buy Ray Taylor Show merch over at inspireddisorder.com. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Peace out!
Today is the day where you wake up and you realize that everything that you've been dreaming about, everything that you've been wanting, every goal and wish and hope that you've ever had can become real. Dreams can come true. What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.